Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. It's returned.
Do we still not have a name for this?
It still doesn't have a name.
Okay.
But we're in season 2. And
excellent.
I did a little research, and our last episode was on September 21st, 2021.
So we've had a bit of a break.
A little bit. We had to take a break so we could get more content to talk about for the podcast.
Just a little break.
Yeah.
I mean, in our defense, right, we should probably give everybody, we've been very busy.
We've been very busy.
We have been very busy. We haven't just, it's not because we didn't want to do it. We don't have the old office that we used to work in.
Yeah, no more nice table with the trophy, the PGIS trophies packed up in my living room right now, actually. No sword. Well, that's missing. But.
Well, we have Andoril up there. That counts.
That's even
right?
better.
Well, is it? Don't know. I would rather get hit by that than Ashspring. Ashspring weighs about 9 tons. So yeah.
What has changed since September of 2021?
Everything.
A lot of things have changed. We have an entirely.
I grew a mustache.
You grew a mustache. Yep. Didn't think it. It took a year. Yeah. We picked up a Valorant. We had World of Warcraft going in. We had World of Warcraft, but we did another race. We won the NAL. We tanked PGC. What else happened?
Well, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
You wrote down what we're supposed to be talking about here. You have not shared it with me.
Well, this is it.
The fact that you're umming and ahhing about
my notes literally say last podcast, September 21st, 2021. What's happened since then?
Is that all your notes say?
Well, there's some other talking points, but this is the first one.
The main talking point is we're no longer in that office.
True.
Right? So
explain that to the.
I will if you'll let me finish.
Okay, fair enough.
Jesus, you never spoke this much in season 1. Got a promotion, did you? Shut up. So, me and Luke moved to Philadelphia where our new facility is being built. Did we announce that yet? Well, it's announced now.
Yeah.
We're having a facility built in Philadelphia. That's where Luke and most of the staff live now. I'm still in Harrisburg because I'm a busy bee, and I can't be Mr. Harrisburg and living in Philly. It's just not possible.
True.
So that's why we're on webcam now, because we're not technically in the same place anymore. He's an hour and a half east of me.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our best for now to do the podcast remotely, and we'll try and talk about more relevant topics. We'll talk. I guess we can talk about every game, what's changed, and what we've achieved and what we're looking forward to. But that's the reason why I'm in my apartment right now, my pool table in the background.
Very nice. And
Luke's in his apartment, where he doesn't lower his camera because he doesn't make his bed.
No pool.
Can we get a bed? Can we get a bed check?
Let me check. No, not today.
Maybe you can always make your bed.
Maybe in a future episode. See, I can't really make my bed because I have quilts on it that my grandmother quilted. But they're all like different. There's 2 of them, and they're both different sizes, so you can't actually make your bed.
What size bed do you have?
Because one is like a rectangle, and the other is more like a square, so it's kind of scuffed.
What size bed do you have?
I don't know.
Queen size, full size?
I think it's a full, whatever that means.
Okay, tiny king. I'm a king. I'm a king size type of guy. There's a lot of me, a lot of me. We do have Z on the podcast. She's down here.
All right.
Nope.
Nice.
Standing up. There you go. Hey Z. What's it? Dog check.
Oh,
Z.
Z, look up here.
Z. Oh, she's freaking out. She's freaking out. She's not the smartest dog. She's a very cute dog, but she's not very smart. So yeah, that's great. Well, why don't you tell your grandma, knit me one that fits the bed, please?
I will tell her.
Or make a quilt one.
No, knit me a bigger quilt.
Get back to work, grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
All right, enough waffling.
Okay.
New facility in Philadelphia is being built. Where should we start? What's new? What's the most exciting? We should talk about Rainbow Six first. We always talk about Rainbow Six.
Yeah, true.
So since September, we won NAL, which, to be fair, was kind of crazy. We went to 4 majors in a row, or 3 majors in a row, was it? We went to all majors last year.
Did we? Yeah, we did. We went to Mexico,
And
Sweden, SI. What was the other one?
Okay. Isn't this in your notes?
No, I'm not gonna write that down.
Well, we went to
Wait,
what one was it? Mexico, Sweden.
Yeah. Well, there's only 2 stages.
Charlotte. No, we didn't go to Charlotte.
Right,
we didn't go to Charlotte, did we?
Yeah.
We missed that. No, that was this year, though.
That was this year.
Last year, we went to all the majors. Oh, one was online because the first one was COVID. Of course, we forgot about COVID, the real reason.
Was it really online?
Yeah, they didn't do it. Remember, because we won the first phase and got like maximum points, which gave us like we won the majors. Technically, we won 2 majors.
Yeah.
But yeah, we forgot COVID. That's why we haven't been doing the podcast. That thing that's been going on for a few years that's made us all get a little bit fatter and balder. That's my excuse anyway.
Well, I don't know if I'm balder. I might be fatter.
You guys, the man goes to the gym like 7 days a week.
The
The good thing about being at home, though, I do have my bourbon here.
Cheers. I got my water bottle.
Yep. Well, that's why you're not fat and or bald.
Fair enough.
One
of these days.
But yeah, we won. We beat Dark Zero at NAL finals.
That's right.
Which was amazing. Who doesn't love beating Dark Zero? Right?
What better team to beat to win the NAL finals than Dark Zero?
Yeah. You couldn't have asked for a better team to beat.
It better. No.
They did then go win a. They won a major though.
Yeah. But they didn't qualify for this most recent major, so.
That we'll get on to that. We can just, I guess, we keep it. Oh wow, I've got PUBG on my other screen right now. So if you keep seeing me glance, because we are playing ASL as we record this, we have to talk. We should just talk about this last season. SI was awesome. We didn't get to go, obviously, but we finished top 6 at SI. What a great experience! Great, run for the team, going from the United core, going from relegation to SI and winning NAL. I mean, just a dream run by the boys and Lauren and Joe and that team as well. So, I was super happy with it, and we got a trophy. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Our trophy cabinet is still bigger than Dark Zero's.
Well, we don't even
by a lot.
But if we did,
we will. It's being built. Remember?
True.
It looks like true. Is it though? So we didn't make any roster changes, so we haven't really got anything crazy to talk about because we didn't make. Yeah. We kept the roster. We still have the same roster to this day. This last season was crazy. How close it was going into the last day. 7 teams being able to make the major.
Every time for the Soniqs at least, it always comes down to the final game. No matter how well or how poorly we do, it's always like, well, we got to win this last game to make it.
I didn't watch the penultimate week when we lost to Mirage because I thought,
right.
Mirage, they've not had a great season. We're on a bit of a charge, and we lost. And I was just like, this is I should have we should have took everything I owned and put it on Mirage because it's the most Soniqs way. We just never do it easy. We just never go, okay, yeah. No, we just win this game, go into the last week, everything's settled, we're fine. No. Let's lose, and then let's go and face an informed Parabellum.
True.
And have to beat them to make it to the major. But we did. We nearly actually won the phase. If it wasn't for SSG having a monumental collapse and not winning more than 2 rounds, we would have won the phase. But we ended up with a top 4. What was the top 4, Luke?
Oh, top 4. I know this.
Yeah.
Because I have it in my notes, actually.
Go on, then.
Okay, so first place was Astralis, right? Or OXG? It was OXG. No?
Astralis.
Okay, Astralis was first.
Mm-hmm.
We were second.
Yes.
And then it was third tied between OXG and XSET.
OXG were third.
Okay, and XSET was fourth.
XSET was 4. These notes of yours aren't very, very good, apparently.
I don't have the point total. I'm pretty sure some of them were tied in points. It was just around differences. I think so.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, there was a lot of tied points. That was the whole point. I mean, going into the last day, seven teams couldn't make the major. Could make the major. Sorry,
Yeah.
only I think it was only
Just
OXG, Beast Coast, and Mirage that couldn't.
Right.
Not OXG had already qualified.
Yeah.
And then the other two couldn't make it. So that was absolutely wild. But we made it. We're going to Berlin. We leave next month sometime, I guess.
Yeah. I think it runs 14th through the something. 20th.
Not sure if that's announced yet, but
well, it just is. No, it's not Wikipedia.
I just like saying it anytime you say something. Is that because you panic every time?
Editor, check
so that was, and it's crazy. It's crazy because the world champions aren't going. That's 2 majors the world champions have missed.
Yeah.
SSG aren't going. The last major champions aren't going. Is NA truly the strongest region right now? EU's in a bit of a shambles. BDS aren't going. It looks like.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You know what that tells me? It sets us up for a big victory in Berlin.
You have been saying we're going to win Berlin, which is, you've been saying that for a while. We are going, which is going to be fun.
That's either going to be a good luck charm or a bad luck charm. I guess we'll find out.
Probably the latter.
Yeah.
Nobody wins when I'm around. This is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
But I need a doner kebab, so I need to go back to Europe ASAP. Because I missed a doner kebab, dude. I'm gonna take you for one more.
Isn't that a UFC fighter?
No, Luke.
Khabib.
That's Khabib.
All right, what's Dana kebab? What's that?
It's like strips of lamb that they put in a pit of bread. Trust me, we'll just go. I'll get you on, and you'll absolutely love it.
That does sound something I would like.
And then you'll be like, why don't they do this? The closest thing you kind of have to it here is that I'm going to call it a gyro. I know that's wrong, but that's what I call it. Hey. When you go to those gyro trucks and be like, it's Hido or Huro, I'm just like, it's gyro. Okay. Can we swear on this podcast? Is this like an after 9? Bleep that.
Yeah. Editor, bleep it.
The fact that I got last far without swearing is a miracle. So yeah, no, great. And it's nice to see new talent going to the majors. Xset obviously brought in like a more South American core.
What a glow up for Xset. I mean, from being like the ugly stepchild of the NAL to now, paving the way kind of to Berlin. So same for Astralis too, actually. Both of those teams really stepped it up.
You mean SQ Academy?
Yeah, true.
They have Iconic and J9.
That's true. As
their leading force. But seriously, I think, and I was saying this the other day, and I think this is going to be true. I think the old guard are going to start being filtered out. I think you're seeing a lot new, younger players coming through and doing well on teams, and the teams that have been staples for a long time are being caught up with. I'm not saying they're falling behind, but they're just not as dominant as they used to be. If we look last year, I mean, there was 3 or 4 teams in the league, and we were just like and then all this fresh young talent comes in. And all of a sudden,
especially that guy Super. I mean, that guy came out of nowhere from some unknown rookie to where he is now.
Super's 1 billion years old. Super's 1 billion years old. But he did pop off this last phase. He had a bit of a gentleman juice break. He had a bit of a pop off stage for him. The old man still got it apparently.
What he got?
Who knows? I think he outpointed Yeti. I mean, hey, yeah, he's got.
Is Super getting better, or is Yeti getting worse?
I think Super got better.
No, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be all those streams he's been doing. It's a super charm, as we know. We got super charm.
So okay, so when we think about the Berlin Major, we don't as of recording, we don't know all the teams that are going yet.
No.
We do know the American teams. So who do you think is going to finish in what order from out of the American teams? Who's going to go out first in Berlin?
Oxygen.
You think so? I guess it depends on the group, so it's kind of a tough question. But
I think Oxygen will do the worst of the NA teams.
That's fair.
And I think we will do the best.
I think I think OXG. I think either OXG or Astralis will do the worst. I think Astralis is going to have a major collapse. That's my fortune telling right there.
Why?
I don't know.
What have you got against Astralis?
They've never been to like a land before, or they didn't make the last major, did they?
Pretty sure they did, Luke.
Okay, what do I know? I didn't do my. I didn't.
Again, your notes.
My notes.
Your notes are.
No, I think we're definitely number 1 or number 2, in terms of NA performance.
No, in our look, the Brazilian teams are just going to turn up and just be like,
yeah, true.
God tier. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Here they come. Somebody stop them. But we'll see. I think we. Go ahead.
Brazil wasn't that hot in the last major, so it was all NA. What was it? It was like 3 top 4 were in, 3 were NA.
You have to remember that the big and this was a big talking point within the our team and I think other orgs as well was after SI they made a huge change, right? They made this huge change with attacker repick, and if you look at like VODs of what Super had said, going back and watching that, and other teams are you hardly get much of a break after SI, so you could see that the teams that got to practice more on attacker repick were way better, right? They had way, they were just, that's why we had that crazy phase where there's a crazy stat out there. I don't know. I don't think it's 100% true, but it's the basis of it is there. But a majority of the teams that made top like 6 at SI didn't make the next major. I think that's something to look at going forward, that maybe you shouldn't make such big changes straight after a world championship, or if you do, give people more time off to.
We had 3 weeks after SI.
Well, if you think about it, we had to give people time off, go home and see their families, and that by the time we came back and got back in the house and were practicing again,
it's like 10 days left. Yeah.
It's tough, and then obviously you're going in there. I think the team went in there a little bit overconfident as well. I think they were like, "Oh, we're top 6 in the world. We'll just go. This NA lobby should be easy." And it was and it's good though. I think having this competitive of a phase is awesome. I think it's great for the league. It's great viewership. It's great for viewers. So I think it's great.
Big dub.
And it's exciting because anyone can beat anyone. And they really did. Everyone beat. I think. It's crazy how anyone could beat anyone this stage. So there we go. I guess the other big changes we could talk about Rainbow Six is Joe Bro obviously stepping down.
Yep.
We moved Joe Bro to a chief analyst position at the Soniqs, where he has built out a developers team, an analytical team that focus on all of our games, developing programs that track stats and players and whatnot, so we can scout and prepare better on all of our games, not just one.
Honestly,
that's why
Joe could just be sitting over there, just like developing like a game or just like doing nothing. And for all we know, he's like, "Hey, it looks good, Joe." We have no idea when he talks about it. We have no idea what he's talking about.
He'd be like, "Yeah, we're doing this." He's like in Mexico, chilling.
I haven't seen him in Philly in weeks.
Well, okay, that's what Joe's supposed to be doing.
We think he's building some analytical thing. Is he? We even if you showed us what he was doing, we wouldn't understand it. So.
Me and Luke just sitting there like he's talking in Spanish for all we know. We're like, "Oh yeah, sure, Joe."
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Great stuff, man. Well, is this like an app on my phone?
Can I play? Is this a game? We'll have to get him in here for one of my goals for the reboot of the podcast is to have more guest appearances, because I don't think we really had any. We had one guest. I think we had. Was her name?
Here we go.
Cargo?
Right. Well remembered, Luke.
Thank you. And that might have been our only guest for the whole show. The whole
well, season. Yeah. COVID happened though.
We did have Ian in the background.
A lot.
Well, I guess almost every episode.
I mean, that's like, my dog's got the grossest eye bugger right now, and I have to pick it out.
Oh, thank you for letting us know.
So, I guess that's we could use a little bit of a segue there into, and obviously Lauren became head coach.
Yeah.
Awesome. But we could talk a little bit about Valorant, because Valorant's everywhere right now.
Valorant is the big news. Yep.
Put the Elmo meme up.
This is fine. Yeah. So
Yep. Go ahead, Luke. You
unless
can.
unless you lived under a rock, Valorant did their partnership application. We applied, and we didn't make the second round of the application,
Which was not a surprise.
which we were right. We expected it.
I mean,
I
over
think
150 teams applied.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's one of
And
those things
when,
where it's like, you know what are our chances of making the next round? But you still got to do the best you can, just to
well,
kind
it's
of
good
get your name out there.
experience for everybody as
That too.
well, right? It's
Yeah.
good experience for the workers. It's good experience for everybody getting involved.
Yeah.
On something like that, and it was, we knew we weren't probably going to make it, and we didn't, which is 100% fine with us. But now we're having what I thought would happen,
The mass
is
exodus,
which makes sense. And I'll be honest, you can't. I mean, I know there's a lot of people right now upset with like Riot and whatnot, but I mean, these things will flash out in time, and people and orgs are gonna come back, and everyone's gonna get back. And I'm sure Valorant will have a healthy like tier 1 and tier 2 scene. But as we all knew, I mean, we didn't really join it as heavy as a lot of other people did, but it was just an arms race. It was a crazy, crazy arms race because people had an inkling that something like this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they spent tons of money trying to be the best that they could be to try and get into it. And, when there's not that many spaces, only certain, that gamble's going to pay off, but it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, you got to, I don't blame those teams. I think we've had like Complexity announced, Dark Zero announced, a crew.
NYFU.
Sorry?
NYFU.
Who? Joking. Did you say to me? Naifu, people call them.
The Knights, right? Did you say
the Night. I don't know if they've. I don't think they've announced.
It's like rumored. Yeah.
But 100% don't blame people for that. Everyone, myself included, is going to be obviously looking at that. We want to still be a part of Valorant for sure, but if there's no competition till 2023, we all have budgets to make and money that we can allocate elsewhere. So yeah,
Long story short, is that Sentinels outbid us on Shroud. That's what actually happened.
That is true. I did make an offer.
I
said, Shroud, we met in 2018 at PUBG in Berlin.
Did you really?
And I said, we did, yeah. Me, him, and Dr. Disrespect.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Was he in costume or no?
And Ninja. Ninja actually played on our team.
No shot. Yeah, it was like, what was it, like that charity event?
No, well, yeah, but before the tournament, and Ninja played another. It was an awesome event. And I said, Shroud, come on in. We'll give you movies. We'll move you to Harrisburg.
It's gonna be great, man. You're gonna love it here.
You could be the pride of the Susquehanna River. You know what I mean? He never replied. But that's fine. It's like, go to Sentinel. Who cares?
True.
Who cares? Not me. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with Valorant. There's not really much we can talk about because obviously we don't know anything. As the weeks go by, more Valorant news will come out, and I'm sure it'll be really exciting. I really want to see which teams make it into that final phase. Like I said, I think it's going to be tense. Definitely going to be tense. But I guess one thing we can talk about, we can segue into after Valorant.
Well, hang on. We're not done with Valorant just yet.
Oh, okay.
I was going to float this question by you. I mean, you sit in all of these behind the scenes with all the games that we're in. I feel like you're always in discussion with, I don't know what their titles are, esports operations or something, but you're always in talks with the developers. Usually talk pretty closely with the orgs about the competitive structure of the game. Do they want to make changes to how it's run in the future, etc. So you've been around. You've been in a lot of talks discussing the pros and cons of various esport formats. If you were a Riot, if you were pitching Riot, how they should run their Valorant partnership program, would you have changed, kind of their approach to it?
Wow. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Luke.
Well,
there's two ways of looking at it, really. the thing is Valorant is so close to that FPS style that the CS:GO. Let's just compare it to CS:GO. I know it's not quite the same, but the premise is the same. And CS:GO has been popular for many, many years in the way it runs its esports, which is very circuit orientated. It's open; anyone can really go in and compete. There's a lot of organizations there that compete within the scene. Some of them are, and there's always a Cinderella story that can happen, right? So I think when Riot come along, and obviously Riot, if you look at Riot's, initial established esport League of Legends,
right?
That's a completely different way, right? It's a franchise model. They build around specific partners, so they're working, with the same people to create a great product, great storylines going forward. Do I think it would have been cool if Valorant was kept in like a CS:GO style circuit? I think, yeah, sure, why not? But it's one of those things. I think the arms race for Valorant was crazy. I think a lot of orgs went in way too heavy, like way, way, way too heavy for how few tournaments there were. Really,
that's true.
I mean,
if
people
you didn't make VCT, like you had long stretches without anything.
So, but I think it was said when Valorant first come out, Riot did say they were going to let the third party and amateur scene flesh out, and then they were going to step in. Yeah. And the way they've stepped, with what they've announced so far, or what the information we've seen so far, we'll have to see. We can't really say one's better than the other. If it goes down to like a pseudo franchise league or whatever they're doing right now, I'm not sure what's been released and what hasn't, so I'm not going to go into details. I know a lot of it is leaked. United just won another game, by the way.
They're insane.
So we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. I think right now a lot of people are angry because like a lot of teams are pulling out, but if they go and put on an absolute stellar show with like a good league with great teams and great storylines, then people might like it. If it doesn't work, they might expand it, right? I mean, it's public knowledge that there was no franchise fee per se, so there's nothing to stop them from changing their minds in the future, right? If they say, this style isn't working, we're going to go back to a CS:GO style or an open circuit style, or maybe that will just be one specific league that feeds into an open style. We don't know, right? Yeah. We don't know. I believe in Riot to be able to put in a great, tier 2 level competition that will be great. So, I would just have to say wait and see. I know that's a bit of a Swiss answer, but
no, I think that's fair.
It's fair. I mean, we just have to wait and see, won't we? I mean, if it was me, and I built a game like CS:GO, I would probably try and emulate CS:GO, what the success that CS:GO's had, right? But I think it's also very good for investors and the people involved in any sort of league like that where they can really sit down and push it. So I'm a big fan of both, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Right? Can we segue now?
Okay.
Now you just tried to NDA the living hell out of me without a heads up. Thanks, Luke. Media training right there, 101, guys. Don't really say waffle,
right there. Yeah.
Waffle on for 5 minutes without really saying anything. I'd make a great politician. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can. By the time this comes out, we can do our next. We can talk about our next major announcement. Can we or can we not? By the time this comes out,
no.
Oh well, there will be no segue.
2.
There will be no segue.
No segue. Episode over. Depending on how quickly our editors get this episode out, then no, you can't talk about it.
I mean, there should be no editing.
Well, exactly. So it should be out tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it's interesting that it's going to be released in episode 2.
Yeah.
A little bit of a leak there.
That's a little tease something. You got to give people a reason to tune back in. I mean, for the few remaining listeners, all 3 of them, come back to.
I know those avid fans have been waiting for season 2.
Yeah.
We got at least one email or one message every 6 months saying when's the podcast coming back. At least we've had at least 3 messages.
True.
Since September.
We love every one of you. Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then, Luke. Well, it seems we can't segue to where I wanted to segue to. Where can we go?
Well, what's next? I mean, Rocket League's in the off season right now. I don't.
Well, we did do one really, really cool thing.
How about you talk about it? Because you love talking about this.
No, you can talk about it.
Is it
But when you miss all the details, I'm gonna be like, you suck.
Are we talking about the car model here?
Obviously.
Well, which one?
What do you mean? Which one? We only built one.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
No leaks, Luke. Jesus Christ.
Listen, you gotta give people a reason.
This guy's got a leaky bucket. So yeah, we did do one really cool thing.
What inspired you to do this? Because you had this idea going for like at least a year before it was fully finished.
I like doing crazy things that no one's ever done before. And a good friend of mine who I played Dungeons and Dragons with, right? When I used to live in Georgia, we were like single dads with no children sitting by the pool.
How'd you meet this guy?
So we were friends in our apartment complex when we lived in Savannah, Georgia. We were both like sitting by the pool, just chilling, being friends, and everyone just had a big friend group, and we were friends there. And then his name's Alex. He is a Hollywood or movie set sculptor. He builds movie sets, parade floats, all the cool, like amazing things that you see. I know I think he was working on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or whatever. Awesome stuff, right? And we were just chatting crap one day. Do you know I've only swore once? And I was talking about the Rocket League car and how I think it'd be awesome to build one. He said, I could do it. And I was like, really?
You don't say.
Really? So we got to talking and we built it. And it's impressive.
Yeah. It took like 3 months to build and paint that thing too.
A little bit longer than that. 5.
5? Was it really?
Yeah, it was definitely a process. Obviously, first time he's built anything like that. First time we've tried to do anything like that. Mm-hmm. We had loads of issues. Honestly, from the photos that he sent me, there was one point where like it was built in 2 halves and then like merged together. Yeah. Not lengthways. So like merged together like this. And he sent me a picture and he's like, dude, this has just not worked. Really? And it was just like, it was not lining up at all. And he was like, we're probably going to have to get it done again with a different milling or whatever, because this has just not worked. And he's like, but I'm going to try and salvage it. Mm-hmm. And he worked around the clock with somebody else and they hand sanded it down and built it back up by hand to get the finished product that you have today, which is incredible. And I can say this because it's fine. It is going to be, or we very much plan it to be at TwitchCon and in San Diego. So people can come and take photos with the car and whatnot. But it's a really cool. The sad thing is I still haven't seen it.
That's true. You have not seen it.
My baby, the thing that I talk about the most and have like photos of it, I still haven't seen it. Yeah. So maybe this weekend.
Well, if for anybody who's local, if you go to the block, local host, Nerd Street in downtown Philly, it's on display there right now.
Is it still on display? I thought they'd wheeled it away.
No, it's still in there.
Nice. Maybe we should put a little sign up and ask people to tweet about it.
True. It's got a little rope around it. We could put something on there.
Oh, nice. I might be coming to Philly this weekend. So for certain reasons. I'm being told I'm not allowed to go to Philly this weekend, but we'll see.
I'll stop by anyway.
But yeah, awesome. If you are in Philly, go see it. Go take a picture of it. It might, as Luke alluded to before, there might be another one in the works too. Oh. Maybe that was the leak. Maybe that was the 2 leak. Oh. Who knows?
I didn't say that. That's all you.
Onions. Layers. But yeah, that's really the only thing with Rocket League. Obviously, big off season. Looking forward to the new season. We had a good last 2 splits. I think we finished like 6th to 8th, showing progress. So I'm hoping that we can push top 6 to 8 next year, be consistent with it, and go for it. Rocket League's still one of my favorite esports. It's still one of the ones I get riled up about the most, I think. Yeah. I get riled up about a lot of esports, to be fair. I get really riled up at Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
I get really riled up at Rocket League's like the most one. Like I like scream at the TV. I'm like, ah! When it nearly goes in. PUBG, I don't really get that riled up. I just love watching it. And I just, if our team does bad, I just flame them because I've known them for so long. They've got to be one of the longest standing rosters at esports now. You think about it, 2 years.
That's true. That's crazy.
Same roster. Yeah, they're currently not doing great right now, but it's ESL Masters.
We want them through ESL.
Don't want to win an ESL because we won group stage, so there's no chance we win ESL. There's no chance. It's the facts of life.
True.
Did we talk about PUBG at all? I can't remember.
We were waffling. That's like our last one.
A lot of movers and shakers. TSM left. LG came in. Didn't make it. Unlucky.
That's tough. But I was talking about this the other day. Like, okay, yeah, you pick up the roster, you don't make ESL. Like, that looks bad. But honestly, if you make PCS, like, who cares? So.
I mean, ESL is great, and I love the fact it feels a great gap. But it is really the warm up tournament for when you get to PCS. Yeah. Like, it really is. I mean, battle royales are, tough at the. To be consistent in a VR is hard. So. We are incredibly consistent. I still think we're one of the best teams in the world. We could finish last at ESL and still be one of the best teams in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. Still the same roster: Tiggle Nuts, Shrimsy, Winnie, Mimi. Mime. We should say Mime is in Philly now. So 3/4 of the PUBG roster are now living in Philadelphia. We're just missing Windog. The Texan.
I don't think we can get that guy off his compound in Texas.
After seeing their little trip they did July 4th, I wouldn't go either. Yeah, I want to go live there. Yeah, true. Honestly, the fact that I wasn't invited, I'm still kind of pissed. Like, I'm not outwardly pissed off, but I'm a little bit pissed off. Like these mofos were like enjoying. Like, did you see that? Did you see the horns on those cows?
So, for those of you who weren't up to date on it all, H-Win lives like on this ranch resort area in Texas. Crazy. So he invited, I think it was in the beginning of June, like 4th of July, that holiday, he invited the team over. And I was watching like Snapchat stories throughout the weekend, and I felt like every 8 hours they were like in a totally different like biome.
Literally, like they were on a cliff by a river or by a lake. Then they were in like the outback with these cows. Then they were in
really fields. Nice resort house thing. I'm like, dude, you can do all of this in Texas within the span of an afternoon?
Quinn owns Texas.
I think he does.
Apparently.
Yeah, he must.
So, God knows why I'm paying his wages. He should be paying mine. By the looks of it. Oh, man. But yeah, that was incredible. But there's not really much. This is a bad time to talk about any other game but Rainbow Six, really, because there's nothing. Apart from Valorant, I guess.
Yeah, the first episode 1, we're kind of easing into it. Episode 2 is going to be a certified banger, and then episode 3 at that point.
Is that a Goodling guarantee right there?
That's a Goodling guaranteed banger. Yeah. Episode 3. I mean, by that point we might be. We're in
2023.
Yeah, next year when episode 3 comes out. Heck, we could do one from Berlin. That could be fun.
We could.
That might be episode 3. It's live from Berlin.
Let's do that.
Super
and Joe Bro and Super can be on it.
I mean, that would be perfect. That would be a certified banger as well.
Hey, do we have the equipment?
We should. We better.
You're the director. Oh, we didn't talk about your promotion, but Luke is the director of operations. So if we don't have
your promotion either, you're the CEO.
Oh,
true.
I forgot I got promoted. Yeah, I did. We all got promoted. I was handing out promotions left, right, there. You get a promotion. You get a pay raise? No.
Welcome to esports.
Hey, you got a pay raise. Sure. I didn't, or did I?
Oh. Guess we'll never know.
Yeah, well, they are the movers and shakers. I moved from GM to CEO. Luke moved from Dog's Body to director. We just changed one letter. His title was DOG. Now it's just DOO. Lauren moved to head coach. Joe moved to chief analytics. And then that's that. Oh, and AP moved to
CD.
CD.
Oh.
CDAP.
CDAP.
Creative director.
Which C3PO over here.
Yeah. So if you get with Luke now off the ideas of creating the creative side of things, and he can just focus on making sure the creative stuff gets done. We now have AP, who I'm sure will slot in an episode or two.
Oh, that would be a good. I mean, we got some really good content we can do.
He's a vibe dealer.
Yeah. He's a
AP.
Yeah, that's what he gives.
AP too happy.
Yeah.
Honestly, part of me wants to make him sad just so I can see if it's possible. This mofo just walks around.
We'll have to try that in the episode then.
This guy literally walks around in 95 degrees with his overalls on.
That's actually true.
That's like the world, like nothing's changed. Like nothing affects him.
That's true. Dude is in Carhartt overalls, 85 and sunny outside, and you're like, what is going on right now?
What do I call overalls, Luke?
Oh man.
Can you remember?
Something. Oh,
dungarees.
That's like an Australian term, is it not?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
It does sound like it. Yeah.
If you've noticed anybody that my hair and my clothes are wafting, my AC in my apartment is broken. It breaks every year, right? When it gets too hot down here, my AC is like, right? So it's been 80 degrees in my apartment for the last week. They've just put in this back here, this like room one. So in my office, at least I have an AC and I have a fan blowing on me. But it is, it's incredibly warm in here. So that's probably why I'm a little bit sweaty. There's my dog.
Oh, there she is.
I
remember do you remember when the AC broke in the office?
Yes.
In Harrisburg?
Yes, I do.
That was rough.
That was hot.
That was really hot. I hated that office for one reason. That was because, so the way it worked, it was like a very narrow and tall building, and it was like 3 floors that we were on. And I was on the second floor was like the media room where like me and a couple other people were at, and then in the front of that room was where Rainbow played out of. And Rainbow had like 6 PCs going, and they always had the door closed, and they were just grinding in there. But the AC ducts did not really reach them. So they would always come down, and the AC control unit, like the temperature thing, was behind my desk. So every day, people would come, walk down the hall, crank up the AC until it hit like, I don't know, like 60. Because when they were in the front room, no matter how high you turn up the AC, they still don't get the same level of AC. So I would be freezing, and they'd be like, dude, it's hot. Turn it up more.
You're missing a key point.
What was that?
You have to remember that the way the vent blew in that room, that it would only hit the people on the far side of the table. Yeah. So that was where Slebber and Gomfey was sitting at the time. And they were like, it's freezing. So we had to get the vents, some of the vents like covered. So it got really hot in that room. But then we'd remove the vents, and then they'd complain it was too cold. But the other side would complain it was too hot. And it was just a nightmare. Yeah. And then, I don't know if we talked about this, but that was one of my favorite stories. Remember when they left the window open?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? And the pigeons were in the R6 room.
Like in the ductwork at the top in the ceiling. I remember that. How did we get those birds out of there? I don't even remember.
With a broom?
We just batted them out the window?
No, just like led them there. And whoo.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like cross a bird out of that.
Man.
No birds were harmed, I will say that.
It's crazy. We were only in that building for like a year, and then COVID, or a year and a half maybe. COVID.
Yeah, we've been, COVID just feels like it was so long. Like we and then that room was literally empty.
Yeah.
Apart from the Rainbow Six team.
Yeah.
I did a haircut, by the way. You can see my platinum highlights are on show.
Highlights.
Platinum highlights, Luke. They're expensive. All right. You won't be laughing when I go to Turkey, get my hair transplant. I have like long flowing hair, and I'm like man bun here. I started working out. You know what I mean? My sides are sore.
There you go.
I'm winding it back.
The glow up.
The clock, that is. Well, I mean, I guess we can wrap up unless there's anything else we've missed.
I mean, we touched on a little bit of everything. Like we said, like it's tough because we are like 1 week off or 2 weeks off of having like a lot of really good news we can talk about across the board, really, with Rainbow going to Berlin.
It's a good warm up, though, isn't it?
It's a good warm up. Ease you guys into it a little bit shorter, a little bit more chill.
You guys can tell me what you think of the lemon shirt.
Yeah, rate Darren's shirt for us.
They will probably change every episode because I have a lot of crazy shirts.
I have to whip out crazy. I don't know if I have anymore. I threw a lot of shirts out lately, but
I like the way. See how I'm professional though. No headset, can't see the microphone.
Hey, I'm wearing the Soniqs shirt, baby.
I have a wireless studio mic. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, hey, this thing can be wireless too. Hey,
you're an idiot. You're literally.
Can you hear me? Hello.
I promoted this guy. That goes to show how little I promoted that guy.
Wireless mic, baby. Well, okay, to be fair, Mr. Editor, I don't know who's editing this, but somebody told me that, hey Luke, we'll get you the Rode mic so it will sound good for the first episode. I'll bring that up. Here we are, almost 10 p.m. I don't have a mic, so I'm blaming the editor on this.
As the director of operations, isn't it your job to make sure that happens?
I mean, as the video guy, isn't it your job to make sure that happens?
Who's the video guy?
I mean,
I thought you were talking about me. I'm not the video guy.
Definitely not you. Well, when we return, I'll have a better shirt on. I might make my bed. No guarantees on that. And
I think we should have a bed check. Well, technically, didn't we just say the next episode was going to be in Berlin?
No, that's the third episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I got this planned out, baby. We're hitting this season 2 hard here of the podcast.
Has the creative director been up your ass?
A little bit. Pretty much all summer about this podcast. So.
There it is. It's not you at all. All right. Well,
I guess I opened so you can close.
Yeah. Well, if you'd I was about to. And you just jumped in again.
Sorry. Yeah.
Unplug your mic. Okay. Now, see? So, yeah. No, it's good. Little short one, little catch up. We'll have loads more to talk about in the coming weeks as news comes out. And I'm sure Luke's going to ask me a lot more hard questions. If you guys have any questions that you want us to answer, obviously put them in the comments section. We do read all the comments because there's not many of them.
Because there's not many. Usually Calfee roasting me. That's pretty much most of the comments.
And I promise to bring back Luke doing flags.
Oh, not this again.
We will definitely do Luke versus flags. That might just be its own standalone video.
Luke versus flags.
Luke's going to be doing his homework.
True.
But yeah. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We are back. We will be consistent. We don't have any more excuses because we have a creative director who tells us what to do now. And so tune in for the next one. Don't forget to, follow all of our socials and keep an eye out and support the teams and get involved in any way you can. We're here for you. You're here for us. That's what we hope anyway. So peace out. We'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Sonic Boom on 3.
No.
See ya.
Peace.